Agenda is the Newtown Corporation. Perry?
Well, we discussed the previous 3 weeks' worth of activities involving the Newtown Corporation at the work session meeting last Wednesday, and it was at that meeting that we were presented with a letter from the current chairman of the board, Frank Tyrell, purporting to declare independence on behalf of the Newtown Corporation. As you may recall, I asked 2 months ago for council to approve John and I meeting with the director and the interim executive director, the president of the board of directors, the interim executive director of the Newtown Corporation, to try to reach a resolution and understanding. And I think that was born of a combination of naivete and hubris on my part. The former in thinking that the Newtown Corporation and its board of directors really was going to try to act in the best interest of the borough. And the latter in my thinking that with the right people on my side, I can fix anything. And I found over the last 2 months that doesn't seem to be the case here. So I think we can open this up to discussion, but I'm just going to go ahead and make the motion first that had been suggested by Mrs. Swartz originally, by Mr. Callahan, by Mr. Smith, by several other people who have spoken over the last few months, that it's time to take some action with respect to the Newtown Corporation. And I'd move that the council authorize the solicitor to proceed with any and all legal and equitable action against the Newtown Corporation and as may be applicable to any of its members of the board of directors, but with council to discuss the actual specifics and causes of action within an executive session.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion?
Well, just to bring everyone up to speed a bit on what's happened since Thursday, Mr. Tyrell sent that letter, again, which we received on the table when we came into our council meeting, work session on Wednesday. There were some discussions between Josh Hornstein, who council appointed as a new member of the board of directors at last month's meeting, and Mr. Salvatore and Mr. Tyrell on Friday, and Mr. Hornstein may talk about that during the public to be heard. There was been a couple newspaper articles where in the online advance in which the Newtown Corporation chairman has been quoted as saying that the corporation is now independent and that the corporation should control its board of directors. And a meeting was held on Friday night to which our 2 new appointees were, if not excluded, certainly not welcomed. And right now, the Newtown Corporation has a significant amount of money, and that money is public funds. And I think it's incumbent upon us as Borough Council to protect the public funds that are currently in the custody of the Newtown Corporation, and that we've really reached a point where we have to act.
I would only ask the solicitor to clarify for me whether or not Perry's comments about the funds being public funds is correct. Number one. Number two, I need the opportunity to go back and revisit the memo that Paul has written to us before I vote on this evening. I think we need more time. I don't have enough information to cast a objective vote.
Not having been involved in previous matters where monies were donated from the borough and from the township to the Newtown Corporation, I would reserve the ability to give an opinion on the public nature of the funds. I don't know what Perry's intention in his statement was, but certainly it appears as though Newtown Corporation has been funded with public funds. The relationship between the corporation and the borough and the township is somewhat unique. So I don't know to say that those dollars are currently public funds. Again, I'm not exactly sure what Mr. Warren was referring to, but I would certainly be happy to provide an opinion to council on that at a later time after advisement and a clarification as to what it is that you're looking for.
Thank you.
I wanted to add a comment in a similar vein, but broaden the discussion a little bit on this subject of public funds. It seems to me there are 2 ways of looking at it. One in a very pure sense, which is the $5,000 a year that the borough has historically given to the corporation and before at the JDNC. And then there's a broader sense of public funds, which has our board of directors members appointed by Borough Council charged with the oversight and the fiduciary duties involving the corporation's
fundraising, of which $5,000 a year from the borough is involved. And to my mind, it seems to me that when we talk about public funds, there's that more narrow sense of the $5,000 a year, and there's a broader sense. And the broader sense is what gives me particular concern, particularly over the past several months, where we have seen, just by the general ledger materials that have been given to us, somewhere around $10,000 a month spent, and for purposes which at this point seem highly questionable. I think our duty as council is a broad one also when it comes to those funds and the operations of the corporation. Ultimately, we bear responsibility for it. So while we can talk about the $5,000 per year, I think we can also talk about all the money raised through the past brewfests, which were done in the borough, which were done through the great efforts and the time and the trouble by borough residents and business owners. And I consider those to some degree public funds too. Those were put into the treasury of the Newtown Corporation through the efforts of the borough people. Our board, members of the board of directors, were charged with oversight. We appoint them. I think it's fair to say that the past couple months have shown a disappointing performance by some of our members on the corporation's board, and that's why we come to something like tonight with the extraordinary motion that was just made. To the point of independence, which has, depending on how you read the letter, been declared, I simply just don't understand how anyone capable of reading can look at the bylaws that govern that corporation and realize that they could not try and do what was done in that letter. You can, I suppose, agree not to take money from the township and the borough, but you certainly can't say, I'm not going to take directors and I'm going to now appoint my own and go forward. And I think that, for me, is a big trigger at this point, that the people running the corporation at this point, and I dare say a majority of the current board of directors, simply don't understand the bylaws, don't understand the limits of their authority, and certainly don't understand that they're answerable to the Township Board of Supervisors and to Borough Council. We appoint people to be on those boards, and they apparently think they don't have to listen to them, honor them, or in the case of Josh Hornstein, our most recent appointee, even give the basic documents to him or allow him to be seated at the board. So the latest developments just seem to be the ones in a long list, beginning probably back in December. But in fairness, they may go back even farther to October. So I support the motion. I'm not sure where it's going to go, but I think the time has come to exercise our obligations towards the people of Newtown Borough and to try and safeguard the funds that are left.
Can I weigh in? You know, it's been a difficult journey over the past few months, and I thank you guys for taking up the charge. I was, you know, I tend to be an optimist, and I thought optimistically that a further engagement with the corporation would bring us to a different place. But having read the numerous emails over the past couple of weeks and just hearing the general disruption that's going on, I'm very concerned, and I think the amount of time we're spending on this issue is problematic for me, and I don't think we're getting to what we should get to, which is how to help the businesses of State Street thrive and be successful. And that should be, you know, what we said all along. The Newtown Corporation should be helping there, and I think in this current environment that's not happening, and we have to find other ways to do that. With regard to the motion, you know, I think that we need to encourage the Newtown Corporation to dissolve, and you know, other than pulling our board members or encouraging dissolution, I don't know what our recourse is. So I don't know exactly what we're entering into with this motion, to be honest with you. I don't know if we'd be spending our taxpayers' money wisely on this one. I certainly think the direction that the Newtown Corporation is going in is in violation of their bylaws, from how I read the bylaws. So I don't think they can carry on with the plan that they want to carry out. So I don't know what the answer is, and I guess maybe some clarity around what this motion actually is. Are we asking our solicitor to find a way to get the corporation to dissolve, or